Hey everybody, it's Busy Little Bee. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Rosie's Biggest Loser audition tape. This is from 2014. This was a special request made by a viewer that we go through this. So I clipped it down to what's important and we are going to talk about it. As you can see, Rosie was a lot smaller when she did this audition. She was 440 pounds then, so I would guess she's around 650 now. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and get started.
I'm about 440. I live in Canton, Georgia, and I just recently moved out 2 months ago, and this is kind of my living space. And
When it comes to Rosie, there is always an open cabinet or a drawer somewhere.
I'm just still kind of moving in, and we moved in about 2 months ago, so it's kind of barren. And this is the kitchen and the new house that I just moved into. We had, before the other people who lived in here moved out, we had a different table set and the chairs were much more sturdy, but these are more antique. And so I'm terrified to sit in them. I tried once, but see this kind of lightweight, old, rickety chair. I'm even scared to even try doing the video because I don't want to break it. It's not mine. But this lady walked in because we were watching TV in the youth room because we just walked around and I was like, my back's hurting. So we're sitting down and this lady walks in with her kid and she looks over at me and she just gives me this look and she looks at her son and goes, well, I guess people can't just watch TV here, and walked away. And later on when I talked to my friend about it, she's like, oh, I thought she was just mentioning that to her kid. I was like, no. She looked right at me. Because that's how I'm perceived. I'm perceived as incredibly lazy, fat, stupid. That's just how I'm perceived. Because I'm not. I'm not lazy, and I'm not stupid. I'm anything but stupid.
Sorry about the audio. I don't know what's up with the audio in her video, but she is so self-important. Nothing has changed in that regard. Someone was saying something about, oh, well, I guess you can just sit around and watch TV in the youth room. And that doesn't mean that they were talking about her. Rosie is such a narcissist. She thinks everything is about her. I hope Remy can keep up with this kind of narcissism. Yikes. But also, she's not fat and she's not lazy and she's not stupid. I don't know. I've seen her scoot around her kitchen enough times to not believe that because that's absolutely laziness. And as far as being stupid, girl, you keep telling everyone you want to be left alone, you want to be left alone, but you keep uploading your life to the internet. Hello?
I was diagnosed bipolar at the age of 16, and I started feeling symptomatic at 15. Dealing with being bipolar has been a very difficult thing to deal with.
I personally think it's very, very strange that in 2014 she was saying she was diagnosed with bipolar at around 15 or 16, and suddenly that diagnosis has gone away.
How can I make myself do all these things that I do know? I do know most everything about how to eat properly. I've never been able to implement it. What was I saying? Because going to the Biggest Loser would give me that push that I am there. I am focused 100%. I don't have distractions. I'd be able to solely focus and get away and detox from the internet, from the television, from the crappy foods. That's what I've needed. That's what I've been saying I've needed since I was 15, 16. And I feel like without intervention, I might not live after 10 years.
Well, I'm happy to say she did live those 10 years, but what I'm not happy to say is she has gained a fuck ton of weight in that time. And she has only made her eating habits worse. Her living habits are, I mean, you see how she just sits around all day. This woman does not hardly move unless she's in the pool. And she can't be in the pool all the time. She says she needs some sort of intervention here, but what I think she needs is to take action, and she refuses.
Take your class little section. There's mainly restaurants, grocery stores, and convenience stores, and gas station, and bakes. There's nothing really to do except eat.
So, because this place where she's living has a lot of restaurants, there's nothing to do but eat. And that's one of the reasons she's as big as she is, even though she just moved there 2 months ago.
I'm just going to count some of the restaurants in this area, right where I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I know that's not all of them. This is just one of the many examples of how things affect how I do. I can't get in. Like, I can't, it's not gonna work. I'll hurt myself and I might not be able to get out. It takes all of the space.
So, being that overweight makes it impossible for you to sit in a booth and it makes it harder to drive. Got it. Why don't you fix any of this stuff? Now she just doesn't drive. She doesn't sit in booths. She just doesn't do these things because she's too large. And she's probably gained at least 200 pounds from this point when she was 440.
Just my computer, and I like to write stories occasionally. I really like to write, but I can tell that a lot of what I deal with in my life prohibits me from feeling either the creative flow or prohibits me from just like wanting to feel all that stuff and create, because I feel such low self-confidence a lot, and I feel like, oh, this is just stupid because I thought of it. So
Didn't she just say earlier in the video that she knows she's smart, that she knows she's capable? It's weird how she contradicts herself every time she opens her mouth. But also, I think she just doesn't have drive to do much of anything because everything's been handed to her whole life. She spent 7 months living in a camper, and like that was the worst time of her life. Many people have spent years living in places like that or even being homeless. I don't think she understands that her struggles are very minimal compared to most people. And a lot of her struggles are self inflicted.
something that I believe that sets me apart from most everyone is my capacity of friendship. That I am able to be so loyal and loving and kind and able to put myself into all of my relationships that I have been able to muster up with the little self-confidence that I do have.
Well, let's see. She came into this community bad mouthing Amberlynn, bad mouthing Foodie Beauty, bad mouthing Planet with a Palette. She has not been able to maintain any friendship in Girl World or on YouTube since the start of her channel. She has gotten rid of a lot of mods and stuff that were supposedly her friends, her real life friends. They're all gone now. She cannot maintain a friendship. And so it's really strange to me that this was what she said, that this was her bragging point.
I'm a 20-year-old girl who wasn't able to graduate high school due to the repercussions of the emotional trauma and the bullying and all of that.
So next time Rosie talks about, oh, I graduated with honors, and talks about how smart she is, remind her that she told us she didn't finish high school. This is one of the many times she admits that. And of course, she has to blame trauma. Trauma is responsible for everything that went wrong in Rosie's life. But she doesn't seem to acknowledge that most people go through horrendous trauma and they make something of themselves. They get through it. They go to therapy, they deal with it, and they move on.
Through my way at high school, and I know I'm smart enough to do school. I just don't. I'm lost. Something I would love to be able to do is be a part of YouTube, just like everybody else. I'm 20 years old, and this shirt fits me. This could cover an ottoman, and it's a piece of clothing. Your weight shouldn't define you, but it defines me. And I know that I can get on this show, and I know that I can win, that I can do everything you need me to do. I know I can. It's my job to make you know that. I'm just asking for the opportunity. Hell, I'm begging. because I know it's what I need.
Rosie should really take some acting classes because that was terrible. But also, if she was begging for help and that was in 2014, why hasn't she tried to get help any other way? Why hasn't she done anything for herself to get rid of the weight? It's because she found out she could make money being fat. She could make money eating on camera. She wanted to be on YouTube just like everyone else. Now look at her on YouTube constantly eating for the fucking camera. Anyway, that was her Biggest Loser audition tape. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was really weird seeing Rosie at 20 years old, but at least she was telling mostly truths. Still want to know what happened to that bipolar diagnosis. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.